The Muslim takeover of Europe. It's happening. It's something that all Westerners need to take seriously. There has been a lot of discussion lately on this topic because this is a problem that is reaching what you might call critical mass. And a lot of people are becoming aware that Europe is on the brink of civil war. And this is something that I've been saying in my conferences. I said it in my conferences in Spain when I was there about a year ago. I explained that very little time remains for Europe. The civil wars are definitely coming. They cannot be avoided because the Muslims want them. And there are more Muslims in Europe all the time because the policies of the Western bosses have been to produce this demographic change in the West in favor of Islam. So these civil wars are coming. There's nothing can stop them. Nothing. They're going to happen. The only question now is how soon will they happen? Because that's a critical aspect of this. I believe that if the civil wars for the defense of Europe happen in, say, 5 or 10 years, then descendants of Judeo-Christian Westerners will lose. The only chance of winning is if these civil wars erupt pretty much in the next few months. You know, in the next two, they should happen in the next 2 years for the Europeans to have any chance at winning, because otherwise the demographic change, which is happening so rapidly as a result of the natural growth of Muslim populations in Europe, the accelerated immigration, both legal and illegal, of Muslims into Europe, and also the rapid radicalization of these Muslims as a result of the activity of the mosques that Western bosses have allowed the jihadi states to build in Europe, right? As a result of all of that, the Muslim pressure is growing very, very fast. Meanwhile, the traditional Judeo-Christian Europeans are reproducing very slowly. In fact, there's a population collapse going on among them in Europe. So there's a very if Europe can still be saved, then the window of opportunity is very narrow. And so my prediction is, if the civil wars happen right away, you know, like in the next few months to, I think max, I don't know how to put an exact number on this, but I'm thinking, you know, more than 2 or 3 years of waiting for these civil wars to happen, I think is giving too much of an advantage to the jihadis. So and in that case, we will lose Europe, or at least a good chunk of Europe.
Wow.
So this is the situation we're in right now, and more people are commenting on this because the visual aspect of what is going on is impossible to deny. You know, we are a very visual species, and so the visual stimuli are therefore processed with great immediacy and emotional impact. And so when people see these scenes, you know, for example, in London, I have a friend who is just in London, and what she tells me is, look, you walk outside in London, and you really need to pay attention to the buildings to remind yourself that you're in the West, because you see so many burqas and chadors and men from obviously Muslim countries walking around, that it becomes overwhelming. I mean, you think to yourself, wow, where did the traditional Europeans go? You know, and the same thing is happening in places like Barcelona. It's happening in Paris. It's happening in Portugal. It's not just one place. Belgium looks like it's overrun by Brussels looks like it's been overrun by Muslims.